Sukuna needs no introduction. Just know that he is evil for the sake of being evil, and that he's a straight menace. You know him, you hate him, or you don't. Seriously, what is wrong with you JJK souls? Like, why are you shipping him with a 15-year-old? Anyway, on October of 2024, the AUT developers released the JJK Part 2 update. That includes Sukuna, alongside 2 other JJK characters that I will probably talk about in a later video, sure? But the main focus is on Sukuna. Sukuna's moveset in AUT carries that feeling of it being an absolute menace, straight from the source. That being the manga, or the anime. In this moveset, you can dunk people, you can electrocute them with the Kamatuke, you can burn them with Fuga, use Malevolent Shrine, you can Black Flash the... There, it worked! And I mean, look at this. This variation of Fiendish Rush has you literally ride the dude, like a human skateboard. Legitimately. You ride him. No pause.
You are gay.
I have a feeling that a few notable viewers might be a little too excited seeing my avatar stomp the dummy with his feet. By the way, he's a guy. Not only that, the combos on the spec can be crazy. I mean, it had a goddamn infinite combo on the month this ability was released. It's a strong ability with a moveset that basically does the combos for you and deal an insane amount of damage.
Someone cooked here.
But what if we could make it stronger? By getting a trait. This video is similar to another video I made where I got a trait for Gojo Satoru, but in this video, we're not getting a trait for the strongest of today, but rather, for the strongest in history. And if you watch that video, then you might understand how this will work. I will try to get the traits on Sukuna, and these should be either a legendary or mythic, and I want to look out for certain traits like Deferred, Gambler, Prime, or any mythic trait. Basically anything that increases damage or provides an extra advantage. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get to the prep.
This is very interesting. Oh really, I got a request I think.
Anyway, for preparations, I'm actually pretty prepared. I mean, I have both Buso and Kenaki on my Sukuna. I just need a good star trait, which won't be too hard to get. I am so gonna cook this. That's what I would say, if we didn't have any major issues. I have something to confess. I don't have the full mastery, and I need to get Hatshuko Haki. Okay, listen. When I was doing this challenge, I only had Mastery 10, which didn't even unlock anything besides Fuga. I was missing out on massive damage dealing moves like Malevolent Shrine, Roll Cutting Slash, and a stronger Fuga. Now, I know I could just use what I have to get the traits. It's not like I need those moves, right? Yeah, you're right. But you see, I'm a masochist. A professional masochist, because oh my god, I have standards, okay? Listen, grinding XP with just the moveset that I have is gonna take me a long time. And it will be hell trying to do it with these puny little no-good stinky ass moves. Which is why I want to get the masteries first. Just to make my job a whole lot easier. Which is very ironic because the path to make something easier requires me to suffer through the grinding for Sukuna fingers.
Man, I'm dead.
Okay. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. How about we check the methods in getting these fingers? It can't be that bad, right? So, there are 2 methods to get fingers. The first method is to grind the JJK bosses. These bosses being Sukuna, Maharaga, and Yuji, all having specific spawn times and all 3 having a chance of dropping a single finger, with Sukuna having the highest drop chance. It's easy enough, especially with the ride abilities, yet despite that, this is probably the most slowest method, especially since the bosses have a ton of health, are kinda OP, and also take a long time to spawn. And there's also another issue that I will get into after I talk about the second method. Speaking of which, the second method is the Slayer quest method, where if you are level 150 or above, you can get a quest to kill a bunch of curses. Once you complete that task, a finger bear will spawn, and you have to defeat it. In doing so, there's a chance for you to get a single finger. As far as I know, this is the most well-known method in the game, but in terms of efficiency, it's only slightly better than the first one. Keyword slightly. First of all, the desert is far away Then there's the Slayer quest cooldown, which wastes even more time. I don't think I need to say anything about that. Not only that, Finger Bear has the lowest chance of dropping a finger. It just makes it even less efficient actually. Also, about that other issue for the first method, is that for some reason, for some ungodly reason, the boss God, I can't even speak because it's that shit, bro. The boss spawn timers will increase with the more time you take to defeat them. Let me give an example. Let's say you're fighting Sukuna. We know that he spawns every hour. And let's say you took 10 minutes to beat him. Now add 10 minutes to Sukuna's original spawn time and voila! He's gonna spawn after an hour and 10 minutes rather than just an hour. And it only stacks the more time you take to kill him. And this goes for any and all bosses except for Maharaga, Whitebeard, or any boss who needs to be spawned by a player. So yeah, both methods aren't really good and they take too much time to, get a Sukuna finger from. I don't want to waste every second of my time on this game, and I just want a more efficient method to make my life easier and to just get through this Sukuna finger grind quickly. I just want a method that will at least make it possible to get this done in a week. I'll do anything for such a luxury. Anything. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna make this really quick. Boundless Tower is a game mode where basically you're thrown into a room with an ability of your choice and you have to fight off waves of NPCs till you get to the last wave, where you have to defeat a boss in order to progress up the next floor. That's all you need to know. I won't talk about the other features except for one important part of the game mode, the last wave. It is the sole reason why I believe this game mode is probably the most efficient way to get Sukuna fingers. So, on the last wave, a boss is guaranteed to spawn for you to fight. There are 4 bosses that can spawn. The Honored One, the Oni, Yuji, and the Finger Bearer. Those last 2 are bosses that can drop Sukuna fingers. And in case you didn't know, NPCs in this game mode can still drop their respective items upon being defeated. Let's say you defeated the Honored One, you're still gonna get his blindfold. This is big! Because unlike the previous methods where there are long spawn times and arbitrary features meant to make the spawn times longer, this is not at all time consuming, and it only depends on your ability. Getting to the bosses and getting a Yuji or Finger Bearer to spawn won't be a hard task at all, as long as you have something with a powerful kit. Not only that, boss numbers increase by 1... Well, what the fuck? Not only that, boss numbers increase by 1 every 3 floors, so Fuck me. Not only that, boss numbers increase by 1 every 3 floors, so this game mode is literally the best method to get Sukuna fingers. Basically, you won't have to waste your life away for a stupid mastery item. When I found this out, I was absolutely ecstatic and immediately got on Boundless Tower, ready to get my masteries and get this Sukuna finger grinding done! I was extremely optimistic at first, but I faced the harsh reality of it all.
We're gonna circumcise your toes and pour Dasani over them grippers, little boy.
The grinding at the start wasn't good. I mean, it's more of a me problem than anything. I didn't get a good starting trait to grind with, and I wasn't at all skilled with Sukuna, but even if I had a major skill issue, there's still some things I can blame on this stupid ass fucking game. Like this bug that just occurred out of nowhere. For some reason, my character was teleporting between the map and high in the sky. And since there were still NPCs attacking me, my health was instantly decimated. That was my last line, by the way. Yet I could not do a single thing about it, as my character gets a Jujutsu Kaisen beatdown worse than what Mahito got from Nana. Even after getting curb stomped, I still had some working brain cells left. When I did the finger grinding, I did something smart and got Ascension so I can get a temporary trait that will make the grinding for fingers a lot easier. I don't care if it's something people already do. I wanna feel special for once. But shut the fuck! I ended up getting Poisonous, which deals 10% more damage in the form of damage over time. I believe it's good enough, hopefully. Afterwards, the grind actually became a lot easier. I was slowly becoming a lot more familiar with Sukuna's moveset. I understood what moves were best against which group of NPCs and such. I kept a good distance from them as well, and used more ranged attacks to avoid losing all my health in the blink of an eye, but occasionally I got too cocky. I would sometimes end up closing the gap between me and the NPCs, getting me cornered and leaving me open for a nasty beatdown. Another thing is that I had many clutch moments. Some of them I didn't get to record, but some of them I did. In fact, I have one good example of a clutch I did. I was doing some Boundless Tower shenanigans, and on the last wave, a Finger Bear spawned, alongside 10 other NPCs. I had about 248 HP and I naively thought I could easily tear through them. Oh, I was so wrong, bro. I turned around and wanted to use a Skull Crusher against the stand user, only to get hit by this fly hit spit that stunned me long enough for these NPCs to soft ragdoll me and use every available move they have, leaving me with 50 HP. I used Wicked Breaker to get out of the ragdoll and ran off like the coward I am, but it meant nothing. As out of nowhere, some random ass, non-existent projectile hits me and left me with 17 HP. Like, where did that even come from? What even hit me? AUT, what the fuck is this shit? I was about to die. And although I didn't record my reactions, I can safely say that I was scared shitless. I went to this opening under the train station stairway to do a spiderweb. I had expected some of the NPCs to go up the stairs and get my hitboxed. I use spiderweb in particular because it's an AoE move with hyper armor and it also gives back heat, if it hits anyone that is. I also used it with the thought that it might fill up my recovery HP, but it did not land on a single atom of those NPCs. Of course it won't. And my ass was cooked. The NPCs were closing in on me and I was panicking. I didn't want to get game ended, especially since a Finger Bear just spawned and I needed that Sukuna finger so badly. I need the finger. So I had to clutch this, just to kill this boss. But I was not in a good situation, and so I needed to do something. I still had 34 heat left, but I didn't know what to use with that. And I was even more confused since I was in a very stressed state. And my mind was just on autopilot by then. Eventually, I left the space and took a big gamble. I decided to use Fuga, the move that saved the entire game. This was the best thing I could have done, as all the NPCs grouped up into one blob, allowing me to hit every one of them with a projectile, knocking them away, allowing me to run off easily, and regain my bearings. Also, I did not get a single finger out of that game. How amazing. Like, is it that hard to get a finger in me, dude? Wait a minute. So after getting my whole world... That's a mouthful. God damn. So after getting my whole world rocked, I had a realization. Maybe using Sukuna with only Mastery 10 isn't such a good idea, actually. So I decided to use different abilities that had better traits, could deal way more damage than my Poisonous Sukuna ever could. I saw a dude on YouTube use Reaper in Boundless Tower, and it made me realize how broken this ability can be in this game mode, especially since you keep your souls even after dying or going to the next floor, and depending on where your stat points go to, you could possibly erase entire floors in minutes. If you don't get yourself cornered by hundreds of NPCs, or if the game doesn't rig everything against you. That did really well for me, as by the next day I had 3 fingers, and I used all of them up before going back to the grinding. Also, I had gotten embroidery this entire challenge, and so I decided to use it, considering how absolutely abysmal the balancing is on this ability. Like, which one of you developers made this goddamn OC-ass bullshit ability? But either way, it was still a good fuck. But either way, that was still a good decision on my part, because I managed to get 2 more fingers. I had already gotten 5 more masteries of my Sukuna within the first week of March. By the way, this footage was recorded back in March. But something odd happened. I wasn't getting any fingers anymore. In fact, I didn't get a single finger for 4 days straight. Within those 4 days, I grinded my ass off from 7 AM down to 3 AM. From morning to the late nights, I was doing my best. Yet, I did not get a single finger until after 4 days had passed, where I only got 2 more fingers. I didn't think too much of it. Maybe my luck just ran out. It'll come back eventually, right? Again, I was naive. I was so optimistic, only to get my heart, my mind, broken. Another 4 days passed, no fingers in sight, not a single iota of their existence has come to me. Until after those days, I only got a single finger. I was not happy. I was mad. I didn't know what I could do to even stop this hopelessness in my heart, this agonizing chaos in my mind. I couldn't take it anymore. Yet, I was so keen on getting to the final mastery that I was willing to destroy myself for it. I was losing it. I was losing. It was like RNG itself was toying with my mind, because just only a day after I went bad, I got another finger. I couldn't take it anymore. I was struggling to keep my mind together, so in a quick decision, rather than grinding for the last finger, I swallowed my pride. I traded for it. I did it. But I don't feel accomplished. I did it. But at what cost?
まったくつまらん相手だったな。己の力量もわからんやつに用はない。重力から狙うか。少しはマシだが雑魚には変わらんな。つまらん奴らばかりだ。領域展開福間水氏。
Well, here we are. Trade grind. I have no expectations anymore. Not after what I went through. I'm just gonna get this done with already. While the footage runs in the background, I'll try to communicate as much as possible, so only when there's something interesting to talk about within the footage. Also, by the way, the grind itself wasn't all that bad. It's definitely not all that painful, but sometimes it just gets to a point where I want to make sure that this time they'll learn.
What you did was not nice! It's not nice to do that!
Also, you might notice that I'm doing the grind in a specific cycle with my moves. I used a method that one of my viewers by the name of Telephone taught me. It's the one you're currently seeing in the video. I'm not gonna fully explain on how to do it since it's pretty obvious if you just look at the video. You might ask, how is it useful? Well, my fuga is extending the domain's length and ultimately getting me more EXP since NPCs will just continue to spawn within the longer domain expansion and just get murked. And if the domain itself isn't enough, the fuga will definitely finish them off. It isn't that much, but my god, doesn't make the leveling so much faster. Also, major thanks to Telephone. If it weren't for them, the grind just would not have been this good or at all easier. I'll leave his channel link in the description and also the comments. Thank you again. Also, you might notice that there are many jump cuts. I have two reasons for this. Firstly, I was doing this late at night at like 2 to 3 AM. I had to pause the recording on multiple occasions whenever I heard walking outside my room. I was legitimately playing both FNAF and AUT at the same time. It was insane. And secondly, it's because of storage issues. I had to cut out moments where I was either walking to the desert after resetting or when I pick up the items from the crates. It was all to make the video take up less storage on my phone, just so I can actually edit this video and export it. So my apologies for the cuts. The next day when I started to grind, for some reason I wasn't getting any trade hands. I did level up, but I didn't get any traits. I'm pretty sure it's just a bug that happens whenever you join a server with horrible ping. But man, I swear, I'm gonna go fucking insane doing this. I wish there was a better method to get a good trait. Wait. Alright, listen. Don't say a single thing. I got a good deal to get an easy trade and I think my deal is here. Hey, what's up, bruh?
Yo, hey yo, biatch, the fuck is up, Mr. Mega?
You already know, Unusual Tits. You got the good stuff?
Hey yo, Mr. Mega, I got the stuff, alright? It got a...
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片，在香港这座城市。
And a hint of that good shit, yo.
Good shit? Like meth?
Nah, yo, it's like crack cocaine, yo. The same crack the devs took when making the Umbra rework. Yo.
Ain't no fucking way, give me that shit.
Go fuck yourself!
Teach me!
Whatever. Let's just get back to the grinding, I guess. After I reached Ascension 10, I rejoined the server and began opening my trade hands. Unfortunately, I didn't like anything at all, so I went back to grinding. I'm gonna be honest with you, I generally cannot handle it. AUT's grinding progression, it's absolutely Why? Well, I guess we did. Definitely not in the best mood, but hey, at least we got something. Camera is a trait that gives you a 30% chance to crit. It's probably worse than true, but at this point I can't give a shit. The grinding in this game has forever affected me mentally, and I believe I will never ever do any of these challenges again. At least the trait challenges. It's sad we're ending on such a bad note, but believe me when I say I wish things were better. But hey, it's comforting to know I at least got something I wanted. That's what really matters in the end. Now, real talk, this video took me a long time to make because of a variety of issues, but I'm happy that's actually out. It's funny that the trade grind is somehow more easier than grinding for Sukuna fingers. Legit took me a day or two to get the trade I wanted, while it took about like 11 to 13 days to get 10 or more masteries on my Sukuna. Editing this video has been a pain too, and as much as I want to go on in depth on that, this video is already too long, so that's for another time. Also, I'll repeat myself again since I want to emphasize the fact that I will never do this short challenge ever again. It is a pain I wish to escape from. Either way, thank you for watching me suffer. I'll be seeing you nerds later.